What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on this post right here, man, because I like this post. This post came across my Facebook feed, right? And it's Larry Legend. The caption says, "I'm not a ring hobo. I won all my ring. I won all mine with one team." And so this, I just thought this was a funny caption. Also, I thought it was true. It's obviously true that Larry Bird won all his rings, and it's just another example, in my opinion, of LeBron James trying to find a way around, um, like really earning that GOAT title that he really wanna that he really wanna put on himself. And he tried to find a way around it. And so, but he wound up, he wound up like cheating himself. So he didn't he cheated himself, he cheated his team, he cheated the fans, he cheated the NBA because he tried to circumvent like the system. Like it's certain ways that things need to be done. And he chose not to do it. He chose to find a shortcut. And one thing I always learned, like through my business career, like anytime you take a shortcut, shortcuts come back to bite you in the come back just to bite you in the ass. And no matter how much people tell you that, when you're younger, sometimes you don't listen to them until you experience it. But I think, in my opinion, I think that LeBron James is going to come to realize that all of those shortcuts that he took are really going to bite him in the ass. Today I was listening to the guy who, I think his name is PK Subden, right? And he is a hockey player. And he made a good point. He spoke about, like, and he said something to the fact that we don't care about longevity. You know, we want we want your best years. We want you to give your best years. And if you give us 20 years or 20 plus years and they're not your best years, then like, what are you, is this no use? And and I said that too about basketball. Like, when you think about Isaiah Thomas, I think Isaiah Thomas probably only played like 10, 12 years or so in the NBA, but those years that Isaiah Thomas put in, man, that he had knee problems, ankle problems, shoulder problems. And he that's because he played hard and he gave it everything. No way Isaiah Thomas would have been able to play 20 years in the league the way he was playing. Same thing with Larry Bird. Like, Larry Bird went out, because I think it was his Achilles, or he had foot or ankle problems with his Achilles, right? Larry Bird would not have been able to play 20 years like the way he played, and how much and that's what sports fans like. They want to know that these athletes, they gave it everything. They want to know that. When you look at football, look at Earl Campbell. Like, and we don't want to see, people to the extent like what Earl Campbell is. Earl Campbell's in a wheelchair, and I think Earl Campbell probably only played in the NFL. He played less than 10 years in the NFL. But when you go back and you watch Earl Campbell highlights, man, I mean, he just was a human wrecking ball. Bo Jackson. I know Bo Jackson. I don't know. I know he played nowhere. And I'm not saying that we want to see people go out like Earl Campbell and Bo Jackson, but we do want to see that effort. Like, we do want to see you. Um, the fans want to see you put out that all of that, everything that you got. And so, I think it's a way to play hard, whereas though, and play safe at the same time. Sometimes you gotta run out of bounds. Like on the play that Bo Jackson got hurt, and he was running down the sideline. Like 99% of the running backs that was in that play, like with Bo Jackson, they would have ran out of bounds, because he couldn't get any more yards. and it like that collision just was going. You could see before it even happened that that collision was going to be was going to be something. It was going to be terrible. You know what I mean? It was just going to be a major collision. Most running backs would have ran out of bounds on that play, but Bo Jackson just wasn't built like that, and we don't, we don't want to see that. We don't want to see you go out with a career ending injury. We like sometimes you got to play smart. You got to make the business decisions, and I think fans understand that. You know, but all of the all of our superstars, and not just our superstars, like everybody who play these sports, man, they just give it their all. And if you give it your all, you're not going to be able to last 20 plus years in the league. You're just not going to be able to do it. You know, load management and all that stuff, man. Cheating the fans, cheating yourself. Like now, LeBron James he got 4 rings, but who's to say what LeBron James would have been able to accomplish if LeBron James had a played, if he'd have put his all into it. And so that's where some of the disappointment come from. Like fans are fans, you can tell, you can tell if somebody is really putting their all into it. Like I said, I don't want to see LeBron James or anybody else get carried out of the arena, but we do want to know, because that's just human nature. Like I don't care if you're a plumber or if you're a basketball player or you're a politician. Like humans have they want to push that envelope. It's only natural. That's why you have people doing crazy stuff like base jumping, and you had dudes back in the day like Evil Knievel jumping over stuff, and then like people push themselves, and sometimes a lot of times it's dangerous, but that's just human nature. So we not really used to seeing people, um, not it almost look cowardice. You know what I mean? Like I don't like I said, people put in any professional, people just push the envelope. They push the limit. Um, but in basketball these days, you're not seeing those guys do that. And it's almost to us, it's almost like cowardice. So, that post with Larry Bird, I know it was done in jest and it was done in fun, but it's some truth to that, man. Like if LeBron James had I always say that if LeBron James had a stayed in Cleveland and only won 2 rings, I just think that would have been a better career, a more honorable career than him moving around from team to team chasing rings. If because you think about it, Isaiah Thomas only had 2 rings. And nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody really, you can't down talk Isaiah Thomas. In my opinion, Isaiah Thomas is probably the second best point guard that ever played basketball behind Magic Johnson. So if you put in the work, you're gonna get, you know, if you put in the work, you are going to get your just due. You know what I mean? But you can't try to fool people and put out a media campaign, especially with something in the sports world, because people going to see, you know what I mean? Everybody else is in there working and grinding and stuff right there. And then you're going to just stat pad. You say you got 15 rebounds and, you double this and double that, people not going to they're not going to buy it. People know when you stat padding. They know when you faking injuries. They know when you flopping and stuff like that. So yeah, man, so that's my take on it. I just think LeBron James cheated himself. I don't think, in my opinion, he got the opportunity to prove to himself how good he could be. And he certainly didn't prove to the fans how good he can be. And it's a lot, and all of that is starting to come out. I think LeBron James is probably going to be the fall guy for like NBA ratings and all that stuff. Going down, and so yeah, I think he's going to be the fall guy for all that. They're already just giving him credit for like this player empowerment type movement that's going on, and so that's what he already going to be the fall guy. So all right. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.